Hey y'all, welcome back to Nini's Texas Kitchen. Today I'm making a recipe that I'm combining with an old recipe out of this old cookbook that I got from my granny like 40 years ago. And this recipe is an orange cake. And so the ingredients that you're going to need for it are 1.5 sticks of softened butter, which is 3/4 of a cup. You need 3 eggs. You need 1.5 cups of sugar, 3 cups of sifted cake flour, along with 1 teaspoon of salt and 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder sifted together in there with the flour. And then you're going to need the zest of 1 orange and 1 cup of milk. And that's for the actual cake. So I've got 2 9-inch pans that I have greased and lined with parchment paper. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and if you're going to do 8-inch cake pans, you might need 3 of them instead of just 2 according to the recipe in the book. So for this, we're going to first cream the butter and make it fluffy. Next, we're going to add in our sugar. Now I'm going to add in my eggs. And you want to beat this really well until it's nice and light and fluffy. Now I'm going to add in my orange zest and beat it some more. Smells so good with that fresh orange zest in there. And you can see how the egg, butter, and sugar mixture has gotten a lot fluffier. So now what we need to do is we're going to add in our flour alternating with our milk until we get that combined. So I'm just going to put like 1/3 of that in, and then start beating it and add a little bit of milk. And we'll just keep doing this until we got it completely combined. And I have my scraper ready because I want to scrape my edge of my bowl here in just a minute to make sure I'm incorporating all of the flour and ingredients into the cake batter. It's important with cakes that you do not over mix them once you're adding the flour, because it makes them a little tougher. So you don't want to do that. Just enough to get it all incorporated and mixed in good. And one last bit of the flour, and then the last bit of milk. And I'm using whole milk. You can use 2% or skim if you want. Just remember that the whole milk will give it a little more body and a little more flavor than using the reduced fat milks will. Alright, so I'm going to scrape around the sides and do one last quick beat, and then we'll divide it evenly between our two 9-inch cake pans. Alright, that's mixed well. Now, I'll take these beaters off of here. Okay, now we're ready to divide it up in our pans. So, I like to do some in one and then some in the other one, and then go back and forth until I get them pretty much even. That's the way I like to do it. We'll put a little bit more in this one. I'm just going to spread it out evenly in my cake pans, like so. And then I like to give it a good drop like that, just to make sure I don't have any air bubbles in there. Then do the other one. Looks pretty even to me. Even enough anyway. All right. Now they'll go in the oven. So like I said, I've had it heating at 350. We're going to put them in here, and it says 30 to 35 minutes in the recipe book. I'm going to start at 25. And check them, and then if they're ready, I'll take them out, and if not, I'll add 5 minutes increments or 3-minute increments until they're done. So we'll be back and show you when that's ready. All right, y'all, our cakes are done, and they've been cooling for about 20 minutes or so. So they still need to cool just slightly more, but they're almost ready. This is what they look like. This one I trimmed it off a little bit just to make it more even and level for my icing, my frosting that I'm fixing to make. So for the frosting, you're going to need also, again, the zest of 1 orange. So I've got that here. And then I squeezed the juice out of that orange. So I've got about 1/4 of a cup of freshly squeezed orange juice here. I won't probably use all of this, but I've got it in case I need to. For the butter, I have 1.5 sticks of softened butter. And that equals 2 3/4 of a cup of butter. I'm going to beat that. I'm going to add 4 cups of powdered sugar to it, and then I'll add in my zest to my butter, and then I'll add in a little bit of the orange juice slowly until I get it to the right consistency that I want it. And then we'll frost our cake in the middle, put the top layer on, frost it, and frost the sides. So first things first, let's make this frosting. So I'm just going to cream that butter up. I'm going to go ahead and add my zest to the butter. Mix that all together. Smells so good. All right, that's mixed good. Now I'm going to add in my powdered sugar, and I have this scoop is a 1 cup scoop. So just put that in. You can sift powdered sugar if you want. I'm not going to worry about it today because I'm going to mix it good with that orange juice, and it should blend down nice and smooth. There's 3, and here's 4. All right. Now to start, I'm going to pour a little bit of the orange juice in, and then I'll wait and see how much more I need. You want it to be fluffy and light, not too thick, because you want it to be spreadable. So I'm going to need a little bit more of my orange juice. Remember, when you're making frosting, always add a little bit of your liquid at a time so you don't get it too runny. You can always judge it after you've beat it for a minute to see how much more you need to add. It needs just a tiny bit more to make it not quite as stiff, but it's getting there. Oh, just a little bit more. And I've added about half of the orange juice, so that's about 2 tablespoons or so, approximately. And then you want to beat it till it's fluffy. And you add the orange juice slow, or the milk if you were making regular frosting, because you can always add more, but you can't take back away once you get it in there. So you just want to go slow and steady with it. And there's our frosting, and it's the right consistency that I want. See? It'll hold, but it's also spreadable, so I can easily frost my cakes with it. So we're going to get started frosting these, and then we'll come back and show you the end result. All right, y'all, our cake is all done and frosted. As you can see, it covered the whole cake. You can see the little flecks of the orange zest in the frosting, which gives it a really nice, fresh, orangey flavor. So now we're just going to cut into it and take a look. Nice and fluffy. Picture perfect. Now we're going to give it a try. That cake is delicious. It's so good. It's perfect. If you like my video, making homemade orange cake from scratch using fresh oranges, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Share my videos with others. Don't forget to go back and watch some of my other videos. And please hit that subscribe and notification button. And we'll see y'all next time in Nini's Texas Kitchen.